Have you ever replayed a conversation in your head right after it ends? Wondering if you said something wrong or if people misunderstood you? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's not uncommon to find yourself in that mental loop after a conversation. Sometimes we analyze every little word, every sentence, wondering if our intentions were clear or if we came across the wrong way. We may feel like we've said something that could have been misunderstood, which can leave us with lingering doubts and questions. The more we think about it, the more we start to doubt ourselves, even though we might not have done anything wrong. Overthinking doesn't always come from a bad place, but it can certainly make us feel unsettled at times. Overthinking after social interactions is far more common than most people realize. It doesn't mean you're awkward. It doesn't mean you're insecure. In many cases, it simply means your mind works deeply. Our minds are complex, and sometimes they try to make sense of every little detail from the past interaction. We may replay what was said, how the other person responded, and what their body language told us. This can make us believe that we have somehow miscommunicated or even that we've said the wrong thing. But it's important to remember that overthinking is a natural reaction of the mind trying to process a conversation. You're not alone in feeling this way. So many people experience it. It's just a part of how we process the world. And overthinking, though tiring, is not something to be ashamed of. In fact, many people experience this same cycle of reflection. It's common for individuals to feel as though they need to analyze their every word and action, especially if they care about how they are perceived. It's also important to recognize that this feeling doesn't always come from insecurity. Often, it comes from a desire for clarity and a need for deeper understanding. People who overthink conversations are often highly self-aware. They notice small details, tone of voice, facial expressions, pauses. Their mind keeps collecting information long after the conversation ends. This leads to deep reflection, but it can also cause stress. Being highly self-aware can sometimes feel like a double-edged sword. While it allows us to better understand ourselves and others, it also means we're constantly evaluating how our words and actions are perceived. This high level of awareness often makes it harder to let go of conversations as we continue to analyze and evaluate them. It's easy to feel like we have to revisit every single detail to ensure everything was understood properly. For many people, overthinking isn't about what they said. It's about how it was received. They fear being misunderstood, not because they want approval, but because they want clarity and honesty. They want to ensure their words were clear and that no harm was done. This anxiety comes from a place of care. It's not about approval, it's about wanting to be understood. Overthinking is often a sign of empathy. People who overthink care deeply about how they affect others and worry about leaving a bad impression, even when that's not the case. We want to make sure that our intentions are clear and that our words have the desired impact. It's not about seeking validation, but simply ensuring that we haven't caused any unintended harm. Emotionally sensitive people tend to reflect deeply on interactions. They don't just hear words, they feel them. Every tone, every pause, and every glance matters. This deep connection allows them to understand others well, but it also creates doubts about how their own actions were perceived. They worry that the smallest mistake might cause a rift. These individuals are often highly attuned to the emotions of others, which makes them great listeners and empathetic companions. However, this sensitivity can lead to constant reflection on how their actions are interpreted by others. This can create a sense of vulnerability, as they fear that any slight misstep might be misinterpreted. But being emotionally sensitive is also a strength, as it helps these individuals connect deeply with others. If someone was criticized, ignored, or misunderstood in the past, their brain learns to review every conversation for safety. It's not overthinking, it's protection. It's a defense mechanism that comes from past emotional pain. This often leads to intense reflection after every conversation, no matter how small. The brain becomes conditioned to be extra cautious after past emotional pain, making it difficult to let go of conversations. This heightened sense of awareness is often a survival tactic, helping us avoid past mistakes. Even if the conversation was completely harmless, the mind is still on high alert, protecting itself from potential hurt. This is a natural response that we can work through with time and self-compassion. Overthinking isn't always negative. In many cases, it reflects a desire to improve. These people want to grow, to communicate better, to understand others more deeply, and to become more emotionally aware. Their overthinking comes from a place of wanting to be better. People who overthink often have a strong sense of self-improvement. They are always looking for ways to be better communicators, better friends, and better people in general. This desire to grow is what drives the overthinking process, and although it can feel exhausting, it's rooted in a desire to make the world around them better. Overthinking doesn't mean something went wrong. It means you care. It means you're paying attention to the smallest details and that you want to improve your relationships. And caring is not a flaw, it's a strength. You are simply trying to understand. Caring about how we affect others is a beautiful trait. It's a sign that we value our relationships and want to ensure that we're showing up as our best selves. Overthinking is simply the mind's way of processing these complex emotions and interactions. It's an important part of how we grow and learn. It's important to remember that overthinking doesn't make you weak. It shows your strength and desire to be better. So take a deep breath, give yourself some grace, and remember that you're doing the best you can. Remember, overthinking doesn't define you, and it's not a weakness. It's a reflection of how deeply you process the world around you and how much you care about your interactions and relationships. Instead of judging yourself for it, try to observe your thoughts with curiosity. Ask yourself what lessons you can take from each reflection and how you might respond differently next time. Use this awareness to guide your actions and choices in a positive direction. By approaching overthinking as an opportunity to learn and grow, you can make decisions with more clarity, communicate more effectively, and develop stronger connections with others. Above all, be patient and gentle with yourself. Personal growth is a process, and every step, even small ones, brings you closer to understanding yourself and others better. If this video resonated with you, you're not alone. Everyone overthinks from time to time, but by understanding why we do it, we can use it to our advantage. Keep learning, keep growing, and be kind to yourself.